Hey y'all, Lily here. Today I am doing a slightly different version of a wrap-up video for you guys, and I'm going back to a few of my original posts that at the time I wasn't recording research or videos on. So that way, uh, if you haven't read those written, or if it's been a while, you can kind of get a little bit of a refresher. I do apologize. I am currently getting over some kind of nasty congesty thing, um, which is why I've not been able to stream because I can't go very long without coughing, and there may be some breaks in this so I can cough. But needless to say, my voice is going in and out. But I still wanted to bring you guys something because y'all have been so amazingly supportive of me and everything that I do, so I wanted to at least get you guys some interesting little videos out while I am still recovering. But this one is the very first story I did, and it wasn't even a spooky legend or anything like that. It's just more of a fun local one from my hometown, which is Wilmington, North Carolina. And in this particular area of town, we have an area known as Monkey Junction. And the legend that we're going to talk about today is the legend of the Monkey Junction Monkeys and how it got its name. But Monkey Junction is a portion of town where highways 421 and 132 merge, and it is locally known as Carolina Beach Road and College Road, respectively. This is just a little pit stop area that tourists hit whenever they're coming either from, I-40 or from, what is it? I guess 421, but I was trying to think of the main highway. I think it's 74, 76. That goes to Rice Beach. Either way, people, whenever they're coming into town to go to Carolina and Curie Beaches, that little Y intersection is where it's at, and everybody kind of knows it pretty well. There's a few stories that have been floating around for years about how Monkey Junction arrived at its name. Most of these I heard growing up, with exception to the very first one, which references a local zoo. I am very sorry to the people who this last name is. I have heard it pronounced before, but it's been a few years. But it is Tringimbo Animal Park, and it used to be known as Toteman Zoo. Another origin story for it was that we had circus monkeys that escaped in the area. A third one was that there was a man with an organ grinder and he had a monkey and sold peanuts. And then finally there was the story of a gas station owner who had a few monkeys to entice tourists to stop on their way to the beach and spend money. What we do know with all the facts, so this is a super quick one, by the way, guys. I might actually have this wrapped up in 10 minutes because there's nothing to speculate here, really. But the first one with Tringimbo Zoo, it opened up as Toteman Zoo in 1952, but before that it was already known as Monkey Junction. This was just simply a rumor that has been brought about by a lot of new residents, making the assumption because this animal park is still operational. But there is a picture of what is known as the Monkey Junction Monkeys photo that was taken in 1985. And this was, if you know the area, you can tell that it was very clearly at Toteman Zoo. But that's not the real story, so we can just toss it out. The next story is that there were escaped circus monkeys. And I heard this one a lot as a kid. I think everybody around here has heard, if you grew up here, you probably have heard these last three stories. But this one, I couldn't find anything of circus monkeys ever getting loose in the area. We did have a case of an escaped elephant from a circus Topsy in 1922. She ran all around downtown, swam across the river, and but anyways, circus monkeys is not it. The next one is, this is a little bit harder to both prove or disprove, because the only thing I could find were Facebook comments that were basically my daddy says comments. So I can't really say, but I do know that one of the big stories that is told is that there was a man with an organ grinder. He would sell peanuts and he had a monkey. But it is slightly linked to the one story that I could prove, which was that there was a gas station owner right there at the little white intersection, and they had monkeys to entice people to stop and stay. Now, the organ grinder could have been there at some later point in time. He could have even purchased it, because for this to be a local thing, maybe I could go back and do a little bit more research one day on it if I ever think about it that much ever again. But again, it's just a fun little thing. It's hard to tell if they owned the gas station through the mid-1940s or the 1970s. So it's weird that it's conflicting like that. So they could have possibly sold it to somebody who had their own monkeys. But what they did, they had, it says both big and small monkeys to attract tourists, but also the soldiers from Fort Fisher, which I know you guys have heard me talk about, and that's located at the southern end of Cary Beach. But these soldiers would bring bottles of beer to the monkeys, and the monkeys eventually learned how to hold the bottles. And monkeys and being drunk monkeys, that threw the bottles back at the soldiers and tourists. So they ended up having to get relocated to protect the people and the monkeys themselves, because they were getting a lot more aggressive. But now all that's really left of this area is a story, and we do still have actually a gas station. There is an Exxon right there at that intersection, as well as, you know, Walmart and fast food, Waffle House and things like that. But that is the story of the Monkey Junction Monkeys. They were just a little side road attraction to bring in some tourist money to a little gas station. Anyways, I hope you guys had fun with this. Like I said, it's super short. It's 7 minutes long. I feel like I talked really fast about a whole lot of nothing, but hey, we got to start somewhere, and this is where I started. So I'll see y'all in the next.